Hello, my name is Inser Oja, and I am one of the creators of the horror and thriller Peekaboo. My job with creating Peekaboo was editing the film, writing the script, and acting in the film. Peekaboo is a horror story that opens in one location, and throughout the whole opening, it stays in one location, the teenager's room. Um, it starts off with suspenseful music inside, and it cuts to the teenager in his room watching YouTube videos, where he stumbles across one video. The video is a it's a scary video, which he gets scared from. After he watches the video, he says, "How am I scared of this? It's not even real." This engages with the audience and creates a suspense. The audience can guess that something bad might happen. They can guess what might happen. Maybe the thing that scared him might appear or something. And a little bit after, the lights begin to flicker in his room, and he can tell that something paranormal is happening or something weird is happening. He decides to look around, and the door shuts, the closet door. He gets scared from it, and when he gets scared, something scares him even more. Something inside the closet begins to, something or someone inside the closet begins to knock on the door, and the lights begin to flicker inside the closet. He gets scared and hides under his blanket. He peeks through and sees what's happening, and as he's peeking through, we hear the door creak open, the closet door, and he can see, and he says, "Who's there?" And he decides to investigate. As he approaches the door, uh, intense music, suspenseful music begins to rise and rise, and the audience can tell something bad might happen. And they probably don't want him to go there because they know something bad's going to happen inside of there. And when he approaches the door, the lights turn off and then turn back on, and the clown appears behind him. Uh, he can't see the clown because he's still searching the closet, and that's how the movie ends. Um, we use loads of horror conventions throughout this whole movie. Um, the dark lightings, the jump scare we had at the end that worked pretty well because it sets up the tone of the movie and lets the audience guess what might happen in the next act. Maybe the kid gets kidnapped, maybe he escapes, maybe he gets killed. Um, we also use suspenseful music throughout the whole project. Um, I think the suspenseful music worked pretty well because it got higher in the more intense parts of the film. Um, we also challenge some of the conventions. We have some high key lightings. We also have some. We also have an Asian character as the main role. Asians Asian characters aren't always shown in horror movies. Yet alone are main characters in horror movies. Um, we engage with the audience a lot. I think at the end especially, it lets them guess what's going to happen to the teenager. Maybe he escapes. Maybe he dies. Maybe he gets kidnapped. And when after he watches the video, he says, "How am I even scared of this? It's not real." And this lets the audience guess what might happen next. They can tell something bad's going to happen, most likely. Um, if I had to distribute this media, I'd distribute it through Netflix. It's the largest streaming service on the planet right now, and it has loads of low budget films that perform really well. And I think this movie can perform really well as well. I think because of the low budget we have and the low budget for advertising the film. My production skills developed a lot throughout this project. I learned the steps needed to make a film, how to write the script. I learned that I need a storyboard to make a film. I need shot lists. I need better schedules. I don't have to rely on others, and that I should rely on myself more. And I also, not everything goes to plan, and because of that, we had to cancel shooting loads of times, and I had to edit the film by myself because of our time schedules. I've also learned that take as much shots as possible, because if certain shots don't work, we can use others. For example, we forgot to record a shot of why, explaining why this is all happening, or maybe setting up uh, some context to why the paranormal things are happening inside of his room. Um, but then we recorded it. It's the video. Um, I learned loads of new editing skills. How to remove certain sounds, how to time certain sounds with the clip, how to raise volumes, and etc. Um, I've I've watched countless of YouTube videos to help me with that. I didn't really integrate any technologies in this film. Um, we use these microphones. We got two. One is a spare for high quality sounds. We also had an iPhone 14 to record the whole film to make the quality of the film better. And the software we used was DaVinci Resolve 18 Pro for editing. It's a software I have some previous experience with, past experience with, and I think it's the simplest and easiest one to use. Um, Me and my project are really proud. Me and my group are really proud of what we achieved in this project. We hope there are more. I hope there are more projects like this in Ace Media Studies where we get to experience what producers and filmmakers and actors experience when making films. This is my creative critical reflection, and thank you for your attention.